Welcome back to the We Was Watching podcast. I'm your host, Brandon,
I'm your other host, Chanel.
and we are back to talk about Spider-Man Noir and some other shit.
Hmm.
But before we get into that, if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leave us a review. If it's 5 stars, we will read it on the show. I don't think we got any reviews. Did you check, Chanel?
I haven't seen any.
So that means we ain't get any. Y'all don't love us no more. So leave us a review.
Yeah, I mean, I won't be mad at y'all because we did take a whole little hiatus on accident. But you could keep us. You could always bring us back. I always say this. Push pull. If you guys pull us back in, if we have to record because you guys won't stop blowing us up, that's a different situation.
You can also follow us. Watch us on YouTube at youtube.com/at We Was Watching, or just search for the We Was Watching podcast. Like our videos, subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell so you can see us go live, which we are live right now. For those of you listening on podcasts, we do this at the same time. You can also email the show at We Was Watching Podcast at gmail.com. We're ready to get back into House of the Dragon. So tell us what you're expecting for season 3 of House of the Dragon. Season 3 of House of the Dragon, what you're looking forward to. And we'll read those on the show as well. And lastly, you can follow us on social media, on all the different social media apps. Just search for We Was Watching, and you'll find us there. But with that said, let's get in. Oh, hold on. We did get. Oh no, never mind.
Hmm. Yeah, we went through that.
Let's get into the recap.
Once upon a time in the projects, yo.
So I don't think Chanel finished Spider-Man Noir. So how far did you get?
I am starting 6. So I already know they're not going to run away together, but I don't know how it ends. And I guess I'm like, for the sake of this, I'm wondering if it might make sense for you to spoil it for me.
Why? You only got 2 episodes
Because
left.
for people who have watched everything, they may be wanting to get more insights.
We'll see. I don't think so.
Okay.
It's only 2 episodes left. Well, 3. You said you're through 6?
Yeah, 3
So it's
yeah,
3
no,
left.
3 inclusive. Yeah, so it is what it is. I mean, obviously I'm at the tail arc of the season, because a lot. The last thing I saw was Kat telling Edie Falco about. Is that Edie Falco? That's not Edie Falco. That's the other
Oh, the
lady.
very next episode. Hold
Mhm.
on. No, you mean you're through 5? You're on 6.
Yeah, I'm starting 6. Yeah.
Oh, so
I'm
you got
like
4
I'm
more
in
to
the
do.
intro for 6. No,
Oh,
does it go to 10 or 8?
8, 6, 7. Oh yeah, 3 more.
8.
You're right.
3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8.
So yeah, I'm like, that's what I'm saying. It's like the
I
lower
think
third,
6
the
was the
last third of
best
it.
episode
Oh well, I'm
of the
looking forward to it.
series, in my
I mean,
opinion.
yes. Shows do take their little time to build. Like that is you can't get around that. Like every show kind of needs its moment. And I will say, like, there's a lot of like dialogue about what shows should be, and I know sometimes people want stuff to move faster, or they have like a lot of thoughts and feelings about endings of things, but I really do think we got to give people time to tell stories. That's my personal opinion.
One of the unique things they did for this show is they gave you the option to watch the show in noir style, black and white, or you can
Authentic
watch
black
it.
and white.
You can watch it in Technicolor, which is what it is.
True hue, which is like this bitch. This is not even Technicolor. This is extra tech. This is tech yes color. Like this is a lot. I know you got excited about the black and white, but I have a hot take.
What's your hot take?
This show has to be watched in color.
Get out of here.
Let me tell you something.
Lies.
When I was switching back and forth between the versions, I was shocked by the beauty of the shots that we were missing out on in the black and white. Like even when you think about like even Zaddy, get that Zaddy button ready. Even Zaddy Lamorne, he would have outfits that were like gorgeous, immaculate browns and oranges and earth tones, and you would miss that in the black and white. Or like homegirl Cat, she had some gown, she had on this blue gown that was like breathtakingly blue on her skin, but you can't pick up on that in the black and white version. So I think like we're missing an essence of the vibrance of the time. And I know it can give you a feel for like, oh, this is old timey, but I think the acting, the voices, the wardrobe, the setting, all of that is enough for me to feel like I'm watching post World War II. So I just don't really need I don't need it to not be in color to it's like how they say that they put Michael, oh my god, Martin Luther King Jr. and his family in black and white to make you think it was a long time ago and that shit was 1970, like he was wearing Nikes. You know what I'm saying? So like that's kind of a good way to remember, like black and white is not, is we're missing something in the black and white. That's my strong opinion from switching back and forth, because like when you download it, it gives you the black and white automatically, and then when I streamed it, I would go in color, and I literally like would my breath would be taken. I'd be like, this is so much more like striking, and I'm not missing details. Like the scene where there's a scene where he's sneaking around in the dark. Watching that in black and white, completely different. Like you have to do more work, which I understand why some people would enjoy that experience. But I think as a viewer, it's a beautiful, really well shot, vibrant show.
Well, they made it extra vibrant. It's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be in the vein. It's supposed to be overly saturated colors in the way that they did color when color first came in, like the Wizard of Oz. If you watch the Wizard of Oz, it's the colors are like super saturated
Yep.
on the screen.
That's true hue, authentic hue.
They wanted it to be like that. The problem is, well, not the problem, because I watched some of the episodes in color. The flip side to that is that the music and the camera angles and the set, when you watch it in color, it looks like a set. Like it looks like you're at Universal Studios. You can see that it's a set. When you watch it in black and white, it looks like I'm watching a video from the 20s. Like I'm watching the 20s show being shot. And it gives you that feeling that like, oh, this is New York City in it's actually the 30s. It's actually the 40s. But it's like New York City in 1949.
It might be mid 50s. I think it's actually closer to mid 50s because they said the war ended 15 years ago.
Oh yeah, so yeah, it's the mid 50s. And well, they kind of, you might be right. They talk old timey. They don't talk like 50s. They talk like 20s and 30s.
Yeah, I mean they were still talking like that though. And then because there's a little bit more racial integration, and it's definitely post-war, which the war ended in 44. So we're definitely in the 50s, if not the turn of the age. So like the fact that Robbie Robertson can work in the Bugle and as the one black man means that like we are actually more in that time frame. And I think that's kind of my point when you think about history, especially American history and like race, is all this stuff happened very close to each other. Like it was not it's like our proximity to 9/11, for example, is like their proximity to like segregation and, you know, dogs getting sicked on you to marching on Salem. Like that all happened in the same time frame as like what we're looking at now, to like Voting Rights Act. All this shit happened in a very condensed amount of time in terms of our history, and that's another reason why I think we're in some of the positions we're in today, because we just kept moving forward without like and making progress without really like taking stock. I understand what you're saying, but I think that the acting and everything, okay, obviously Lamorne Morris, Emmy Award winner, came like very well known for his role in New Girl, very lovable character. I don't see him and be like, oh, that's Lamorne. I'm like, okay, he's like, the acting is giving. So I'm not that worried about like the idea of the placement or the color looking like a set. Like I think that doesn't bother me, because I think the rest, like let's talk about the most unrealistic part of the show, which is that how old is Nicolas Cage for
real? He's in his early 60s.
You're lying.
I'm pretty sure.
What work has he got? Nick Cage looks so fucking good. I am like, I don't mean like daddy wise. I don't mean daddy wise. I mean like taking care of himself wise. Nick Cage is in amazing shape. So I was gonna say mid 50s because I didn't know how old this man was. The most unrealistic thing is that somebody with backs were older than ours is swinging around New York like that. Like that already, we've suspended disbelief in the idea that somebody who can eat, can get in early at Cracker Barrel is over there swinging around and it doesn't need an ice bath and
He
being
does
gay
need an
every
ice
night.
bath.
Yeah, but but like no, he's still able to get up and go. Like he's like, ooh, ah, unrealistic. No. He would be paralyzed at this point at 62 doing all that. Like I'm mid 30s and that would have me like I'd be like, yeah, I could be the spider, but it's gonna take 2 weeks of recovery in between each battle. Like I'm just not bouncing back. So I would say like that.
You don't got spider powers.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. But anyway, all jokes aside, I think it is so interesting to have a Spider-Man, and I know like they don't house it in the same like it's. They even start from the beginning saying what universe is it doesn't really matter. Like they don't name the Earth variant here. Like it's just kind of like they're like, hey, fuck it, just imagine it's another Spider-Man. You know, Sony.
No, we've already met him
in the Sony.
In the Spider-Verse movies with Miles Morales.
Was it Nick Cage exactly or a version of it?
No, it's him. It's this character.
But my point is right, they introduced him. Okay, so great. I'm glad you said that too. My point is though, that in the beginning, in the intro, like setting up the show, we established a couple things. Is that every Spider-Man series is like different in what they establish. A lot of them, the first movie or the beginning is about like him hiding who he is, and so it's cool to have. Then in this iteration of this universe, like he has a best friend who's also the reporter, so there's your Daily Bugle angle, and then he has because he's a PI, so he has an assistant who knows his secret, and then he has like a love that he's lost.
Well,
and so
oh, never mind. That's a spoiler. I'll let you find
well,
out.
so my point though is that like there are people who know who he is and they know his history, and that's already a different story being told than the one, because like isn't all of our Spider-Mans have been about like him trying to keep people safe and not tell them how lonely he is. So I'm not saying the Spider-Man isn't lonely. I'm just telling you the differences between his story. So he's in his own universe. They don't like going.
No, actually, I'll spoil it because it's not that big of a spoiler. So, but it is kind of a spoiler, but it's relevant to the conversation so that you continue your point knowing this. So he don't know that she knows that he's a spider.
Who?
Ben does not know that his like the what's her face?
Yeah, she does.
No, you're not listening to what I'm saying. Ben does not know that Janet knows he's the spider.
I think he does.
No. I'm not telling you what you think. I'm telling you the answer because it happens later in the season.
Okay, well, it seemed clear that he did. So that's
no, he doesn't know. There's a point later in the season where
she didn't freak out enough, and I was like, oh, so it's clearly known.
No, and there's a point later in the season where he's like, I gotta go get the spider, and she's like, dog, I know who you are. And he's freaking out. He's like, what are you talking about? And then they do like it's a funny scene, so you'll still get a kick out of it, but they do a montage of all the times where he gets fucked up and he forgets to take his mask off. And he's like high on drugs or drunk as shit, and she walks in the door and he's like drunk, leaned over, like slurring his words with his mask halfway on.
Yeah, idiot.
And he doesn't remember any of it because he was fucked up doing it. So he doesn't know that she knows that he's the spider.
I mean, but I think in general, it's stupid to think that she's as good at her job as she is and knows him as well as she does and doesn't have those things in mind. But I guess I would say, like, I would say potentially were you to go back, it's like kind of obvious that she knows, even if it's not obvious to him. Like, I think those hints were there. But yes, but anyway, the point is that like the fact that anyone knows, who he is a big deal. So, and it's a difference in like because the whole, what is it called? What's the new one? A Whole New World. What's the new Spider-Man is coming out? No, we already got No Way Back, No Way Home, Brand New Day. the whole idea there is like, how does he get his life back, his friends back, the people who knew him, who like he had to fight, like it took him so much time for his friends to figure out who he was and what he does. So anyway, we have that. We have a 60-something-year-old.
Only in this universe, he only told one person.
Yeah,
Robbie Robertson.
No, he told two people.
Well,
he told Kat.
He told Kat later. After she found
sure.
out, well, he didn't technically tell her. She tried to unalive herself.
Yeah, but no, obviously, my point is that Spider-Man lives with like no one knowing, Aunt May not knowing, Uncle Ben not knowing. Like, there's all like we have the story here is not about him trying to hide it from everyone in his life as he figures it out. It's a completely different story of an adult Spider-Man. You're being too technical. I'm just saying like the differences between what we've seen and what we're getting here, as far as for me, is like this iteration of Spider-Man is older. He's past where Peter Parker would have been, like 20 years later. He's like he doesn't want to be Spider-Man anymore. The Spider. He doesn't want to be the Spider anymore. And then we find out through time that his origin story is like it actually comes from the war. So like the timing of this and the scene, like the setting of this show is all relevant to the plot line as well. Like he's a vet who fought in, I guess, Germany, and I guess like it's some feasibility in it because they were doing experiments in real life. But so. Excuse me, in Germany, he gets bit by this disgusting man spider. Like it's the nastiest thing I've seen on TV. And so that's what transforms him. But then the idea is that other POWs, Americans who were captured by Germans and held behind enemy lines, were being experimented on to see like what they could create. And
well, the difference is the other ones were actually experimented on, which is why their powers are unstable and fucked up. He wasn't experimented on. He was bitten by someone who's experimented on. And so
technically it's like a spider bite.
That allowed his powers to be much more stable because it wasn't direct.
Yeah, I mean, you just basically think of it as a spider bite the same way that the other ones got it, but he was also surprised. There's similarities. I think what I didn't like about it, and I do understand that they're doing something different, and I don't understand all the context to it. But what I don't like about it is like, okay, why the fuck can the girl that he lost be named May? Why, like, if he's gonna be Ben, why can't she be May? And why can't Robbie Robertson be fucking what's his name, Jimmy? Like, I just feel like that's Superman. That's Superman.
I have to explain this to you. This is the nerd part that's gonna come in. Okay. Ben Reilly is an actual character in Spider-Man, even in the normal Spider-Man universe. He was a clone of Peter Parker. So in the 90s, there's this in the 90s, this was a huge deal in the 90s. It was like it was a years long like comic book storyline for like a big part of the 90s. It was called the Clone Saga. And it was basically Peter got cloned, and then the main Spider-Man book was following Ben Reilly, who was Spider-Man. He's a clone of Peter. So that's why they gave him that name in this universe. However, in this universe, he's not actually Ben Reilly. He's Peter Parker. He changed his name when he got back from the war to Ben Reilly because he didn't want anyone he didn't want to be that old version of himself. He says it, I think you saw the episode, you might have just missed it. I think it was in episode 5. Where he was talking when they were doing his backstory and in the war, and he says, "When I got back from the war, I changed my name." When he's doing like a narration, he changed his name, and then he became Ben Reilly. So he is actually Peter Parker in this universe. That's his real name. He changed his name to Ben Reilly.
Well, I don't like that even more because then one of the women he dates needs to be named Mary Jane. What are we doing?
But Peter doesn't always date Mary Jane. Mary Jane's not even the love of his life. That's just like someone he was hitting for a little while. Gwen Stacy's the love of his life.
That is not true. That's
it's
not
kind of true.
You have to take canon. I don't want to hear no comic book bullshit about clones or whatever. We need to take the 9
That
movies,
is the
8 to
canon.
9 movies. 8 to 9 movies is what we're working with because they've taken it, and as you know, once they make it a movie, that's the version that we're going to speak to more publicly. And we have 3 versions of Spider-Man to think about. So all I'm saying is, if we're going to do Ben Reilly might. I'm just saying that let's let the names match. I just don't. But I guess I didn't realize that the Ben Reilly was. I remember it now when I think about the multiverse situation, because I know there's like a white guy with like different hair that was a Spider-Man when I think about the cartoon, or I don't know. But the point I'm trying to get to is I just want the names to match up. I don't like this whole like, this girl's name is Sabrina. Like what the fuck are we doing?
The person he was with wasn't MJ. It was a different person.
Right, but is that the same name we're using here? Or are they making up new names?
No. What I'm saying to you is the names of the characters that were the same, right? So like, I think they call him Joe. I think his name is Joe Robertson, but in the real Spider-Man universe, Spider-Man's best friend is Robbie Robertson. That's his boy. Like they didn't do it in the movies that you saw, but like the 50 years history of actual Spider-Man. He's in the movies. Robbie's in the movies, but he's not a big part of it. But in the 50-year history of actual Spider-Man, Robbie is his best friend, and he's Robbie Robertson. They made Lamore Joe Robertson, and they call him Robbie for short as his nickname. So he's Robbie Robertson.
I get you.
Technically.
Okay, so that does match.
Literally.
Okay. What was the girl, the one who passed away, his ex, what's her name?
That is Ruby.
Ruby, okay. And Ruby. Then so isn't in the comic books, I just looked it up, Ben's girl's name is Janine. Where's Janine at?
No. He's not Ben. He's Peter.
Okay, well then Peter should either be with the Mary Jane or a Janine. I'm saying don't bring new names into this if there are people we can place and match with the whole time. Like fucking the assistant needs to the assistant needs to be named Gwen. Like make it so that in each universe I can see the similar parallels to the characters. That's all I'm saying. I just don't love that. Like I get that you're saying, oh, it's gonna be a switch for Ben and Peter or whatever, but like Ben and
so
Peter.
So you're saying her name should have been Gwen? Yes.
Yeah, that's or fair. like whoever the girlfriend's name is, and then whoever the ex's name that we can't get back no more is Mary Jane, and then whoever the new girl's name is whoever Peter Parker ends up with later in the comic books. I don't fucking know. Anyway, her
character is essentially Uncle Ben and Gwen Stacy at the same time, because she's the one who told him with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, so call the bitch Ben. Call her Ben. Call her.
And then Gwen Stacy is Peter's first love, who he could not save, and she died.
But didn't MJ die in the British?
Well,
Spider-Man? No, they're all British.
MJ's died many times, but
no. In the Andrew Garfield one,
no, that's Gwen Stacy. MJ's not in the Andrew Garfield's movies.
Fun fact. I never watched those.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Gwen Stacy is his main squeak, but she dies. And she dies in every universe. She dies except Spider-Gwen. Did you watch the Spider-Verse movie? With Miles Morales, the cartoon?
Yeah, with the blonde girl. Yeah, because she has her own powers.
That's Gwen Stacy in another universe. She becomes Spider-Man.
Yeah, but she has her own powers in this one, so therefore she can handle herself.
Yes. But in every other universe, Gwen
I have a
dies.
question for you now. Wait, why can't, if Peter bites Gwen, could he give her powers?
No.
And don't say no, because the dude in the hospital ward, the POW bit was in human form when he bit him.
This is so funny. He was basically Man Spider, which is funny because I think they're doing Man Spider in the new Brand New Day movie. So
I don't want to see him because he looks nasty.
I don't think he's gonna look like that, but like there's a part in Spider-Man where his powers start to his mutation starts to overreact, and he gets 8 arms, and he looks like a spider. And so that guy in the POW was supposed to be a version of Man Spider who bit his ass.
But that's kind of not my point. My point is that if you have it in you, you should be able to bite and give it because it's in you. So it's and he's still part Spider-Man is still part spider. So I actually think that
But he don't have no
Spider-Man should be able to
poison.
give him.
Spider-Man don't have no poison. He don't have none of the venom or nothing like that. The man spider does. That's how he got it in him. That's how spiders get you. Peter don't have that. Peter just got
I heard you.
all the good shit from the spiders. The strength.
Heard you. Okay.
So,
all right. Well, we're caught up.
No, we're caught up. I'm glad you asked those questions because I'm glad you were in tune to it like that. I wasn't sure if you were going to enjoy it.
I don't enjoy anything right now. I've just been working so much. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so basically, like I said, there's some similarities. There's the Ben Reilly versus Peter Parker of it all, but I guess we're gonna get a reveal who's Peter Parker. And then there's characters like there's a Robbie Robertson or Joe Robertson, and we did get that like confirmation. He got his job back at the Bugle, where he got his.
You don't actually get the reveal. He never says my name is Peter Parker.
Oh, you just assumed.
He just says I changed my name.
You assume that's what he changed his name from, because how you know his name wasn't Brian Riley? You know, you're kind of assuming. Anyway, so we find this out.
Spider-Noir in the comic books is Peter Parker.
So he's his private eye, and he's stopped being the Spider because his love it. He was in love with this woman. She died while he was having a good time. He was partying. He couldn't save her. She drowned. They show those flashbacks, and so he stopped being the Spider. And so the idea is that, like, since he did that, New York City has been running rampant with crime. And then the bad guy, Silvermane, which is so funny because I know it's like supposed to be like a mane, like of a lion, and it's silver because he's older, but like it just sounds like Memphis to me. Like Silvermane.
You gotta get Terrence Howard out your mind.
What's up, man? I mean, Terrence Howard is one person. That's how they speak in Memphis. This is I didn't say Terrence Howard, I said Memphis. They're like, what's up, man? He's Silvermane. So anyway, Silvermane.
By the way, this does take place in the 30s. So the war that he was in was World War One. I just looked up the synopsis. So it was World War One. So this is in the 30s.
No, it was not. No, it was not.
I've looked up the official synopsis. World War I. This is the alternate universe, you know.
Oh, so now the war is different?
Anything can be different in alternate universes. Anything could be different.
That doesn't make sense. Universe. Then it wouldn't be everything else. No, I don't think that's right. Double check your source. Right. Double check your source. Because was Germany even involved? Germany wasn't even in the first war. That's why I know.
They were in the first war. Yeah.
They were.
Anything can be different. It's an
okay, well,
universe.
then I think that there would be more active segregation then. Like, I don't think we would see.
It was. All the black people lived up in Harlem. No, they ain't live with the whites.
That happens now, but that's not active segregation. Like, that's a result of segregation, but like active segregation is a lot more of Robbie Robertson getting treated way worse. It's a lot less subtle than it is now. Like anyway, I would say if it is supposed to be World War One, then there's some inaccuracies that they need to work on historically because it's giving post World War II vibes. And I'm happy to have someone come in the comments and tell me why I'm wrong. But
it's easy. It's an alternate universe. It doesn't have to be our universe.
That's the laziest shit I've ever heard. You can't say, well, it could be this other thing that really exists in real life, but we're going to slide it up because it's just not the same universe. I don't think that's not what I'm getting. I'm getting that it's the same universe, but the spider's different. Like, it's our world, but the spider's different, which is what Spider-Man historically, all the versions are like that. Like, they're not Spider-Man in fucking space. There's regular Spider-Man, and then he's different, or the people are different. But New York's the same. He's from Queens. Whatever. Anyway, so literally, that is true.
That's not true, but it's okay. I'll let you cut.
There's Spider-Man's not from Queens.
There are Spider-Man that live in. There's a Spider-Man 2099. It lives in a completely different time period,
Right, but
workplace.
right. So that's not something that exists. But if you're, that's like saying Spider-Man 1850 is black and there's no segregation. Like that doesn't multiversing around like what? Okay, 1850 might be
Yes,
far.
that could happen.
No, but 19th, right? But that's not the. That's okay. It could happen, but that it doesn't.
The multiverse is like,
I feel like I hear what you're saying, but I feel like we're splitting hairs. And my point is that
yes,
in the multiverse, what usually happens, what changes, is the Spider-Man and conditions around him. But like the world setting, the level setting tends to be similar, and outside of like futuristic stuff that can't be compared or whatever, right? So, for example, it's like if there was a better way to say, like if there was an 1830s, if there's a cowboy Spider-Man, right? He would be the variation, but the idea would be like the Native Americans would still have been Native Americans, and the white people would still be settled.
This is what I'm trying to explain to you. That is not how the multiverse works.
I know the multiverse is the idea that there's infinity
versions of the world that we live in.
But my point is that the ones that we see them depict, the ones that we focus in Spider-Man, do not tend to be ones where like just this thing is swapped in history. It tends to be placed in history realistically, but Spider-Man's the thing that's the multiverse of it all. Not okay.
I'm letting you cook, but I'm just telling you
stories of the stories that we have seen, and of the when you think about like the Sony versions, and then when you think about the Sony versions, and then the Miles Morales version, that nigga, the police department, it was not a sheriff's department. It was not Latinos did not exist. Like it was like our world, but with these changes in them. And I'm just pointing that out.
We've only seen two worlds, is what I'm saying.
And that's what so my idea is that I don't think that they switched it. I think there's just I think there's some discombobulation in the war of it all. With that said, I think that I think there's something to be said about history and whether or not either one of us is me, you, that person you're reading, somebody's wrong in how they're like interpreting the history of the scene, and that's fine.
No, hold on. Let me finish this. Then we can move on. What I'm trying to explain to you is the way that comic books, and this comes from a comic book, Spider-Man Noir was in the comics, and then he was in the Spider-Verse, and now he has his own show. But just in comic books, just in general, not just in comic books, how scientists explain because the multiverse theory is like a real thing. They think it's scientifically possible. The way they explain it is that there are infinite versions of the world that we live in, and decisions that you make can trigger things to be differently. So it's possible that that George Washington gets in charge, and George Washington goes, you know what? I think slavery's bad. And slavery ends 100 years before it does end. And then if slavery ended 100 years before it did end, everything that happens subsequently after that would be different. The world could be the exact same up until George Washington gets president, and then he makes that one different decision. I'm going to end slavery now. And everything after that could be completely different or slightly different or a little bit different, but it would be different than the world that we live in. And so that's how the multiverse works. Even in Miles Morales' universe, there are things that are different about the world. Like if you read the books, there are things
like Ketchup is green.
I'm quite sure 9/11 happens at a different time in that universe. If I recall correctly from reading that, there are movies that are. Remember we watched. We're about to talk about it in a month. Remember we watched Silo, right? Mm-hmm. And when Jules goes into the other silo, they're talking about Romeo and Juliet. And her Romeo and Juliet is completely different. It's like how it works is completely different in her world that all the people in that silo grew up in for 300 years. The story they were told about Romeo and Juliet was completely different in her quote unquote universe. And in Solo's universe, it was more like our story and how it was told. And so so I get what you're saying because what you saw is so similar. What I'm saying to you is there's a book called The Spider-Verse where they got the movie from, and they go into details of the different Spider-Man, like a bunch of them. The universes that they live in are not the same as Peter, except this little thing is different with the guy changes or it's a pig or something like that. Like some of the worlds are like different time period. Like Peter gets it in the 1800s, but that it's not the same 1800s. It could be different. It just depends on what happens. So like in this world, but even in that context, in this world, the only thing that we know that's different is that they were fighting against the Germans and not with the Germans in World War One. Everything else is relatively the same because in New York in the late 30s, obviously it wasn't like racial freedom, but like black people were allowed to like walk downtown and get jobs. Like it wasn't Mississippi in the 30s. Like they weren't treated great, but they weren't treated great in the show because they were mean to the cops were assholes to fucking what's his face? Who's his name? The guy who ended up working for Silvermane. He wasn't. He was living in. He wasn't living in a good world. He was talking about how he don't have a chance to get ahead because the cops keep fucking with him, and he can't do what he wants to do, and that's why he ended up going to work for Silvermane. Like they talked about it a little bit. Robbie Roberts was the only black person at the Bugle. They was looking at him funny.
I agree. I think that, but what I'm trying. Okay, I agree with the things you just picked up on, but I think what I would say is it goes back to what I already said, which is it depends on the historian you want to be and what level you want to take it to. But the reality is that during segregation before 1965, black people were treated way worse than what we're seeing. It was not calm, cool, copacetic at all the way that we're seeing it there. And I think that's yeah, I there was a colored only sign, right? So there definitely is some level. There was a colored only sign in the show. In the show, we saw it because when he went around to the back to the hotel to tip the bellhop to find the widow. That first episode where Lamorne was researching, there was a colored only sign. Yeah, so like I'm saying, like there's still. So my point is, I think again, it could be World War One, whatever, but the reason why I was thinking it was World War II was because of the relatively chill nature of integration at that time versus in 1930 it would have still been a little bit more hectic. And also the dress is giving 1930, but that style also went into the 50s and 60s. So like the thing is, there's like it's literally not until, and this could be me like acting like a history major and I'm not, but I think it's like women didn't start wearing pants until like 60, 70. So there's no real way of knowing. Anyway,
so technically the last segregation law in New York ended in 1937. So you could be right.
Yeah, so it could be
so it's around that time. It ended in 1937.
It's either 1930s or 1950s, and I can understand why people would say it's 1930s, but I think that I have a strong argument for why I think it's World War II.
Well, the showrunner said it was the 30s.
Okay, well, I have a strong argument for why I think it's the 1950s, and they got some stuff wrong, and that's how I feel. That's my opinion. Okay. So, so we see some of the disambiguations between like what we think of and then what we know, and I know there's like infinite Spider-Man stuff to know and learn. So in this one, he doesn't want to be the Spider, but he ends up accidentally coming back because he's trying to do a little bit to try to like make things go right, and that leads him down this whole other path. But when we meet the Spider, he's given up, he's retired, and he's just kind of like letting stuff happen. He's also not really like taking care of himself, and that's why Janet, his assistant, is ready to leave him because she's like, you're not doing what you need to be doing for us. They're all about to literally like she's like, it's not even me being funny right now. Like literally, we can't afford to live here. So he gets involved in. He had been like going back and forth with Silvermane, and when he bowed out, Silvermane had a little bit more like control of the city. He's kind of running rampant. He has money in the mayor, money in the police chief, all this stuff. So it's a very like quintessential New York crime boss thing. But the whole purpose of the season is that at the same POW camp where Peter/Ben was liberating people. People who got experimented on had powers that became latent, and they started going to, I don't remember the impetus for them going to Dr. Edie Falco. That wasn't Edie. What's the lady's name?
Oh, the
Because that's so
doctor?
rude to her. Yeah, because she's a known actress, and I keep thinking of Edie
Dr.
Falco.
Faber.
No. What's the actress's name?
Oh, I don't know what her name
Please.
is. Hold on. Let me look it up.
Please look. She's known. Like, I know her face. Because it's just funny because Edie Falco had a show where she was called Nurse Jackie. Do you know about
Her
Nurse Jackie?
name is Amy Aquino.
Amy Aquino. She's from Bosch. That's the police captain from Bosch.
Yes,
Okay, got you.
she's from Bosch.
But did you ever see do you know Nurse Jackie?
What's that?
Edie Falco had a show where she was a really good nurse, but she was on pills.
What is this? Edie
It was
Falco?
like Showtime. Edie Falco. So, I forgot you never seen The Sopranos. Boo! Everybody boo this nigga. Boo! Ew.
I know who Edie Falco is.
So, anywho, Carmela. So that is so Amy Aquino is like, yo, she's doing work with them, trying to like fix them, but I think it's like exacerbating it. So now all of a sudden in New York there's all these men with superpowers, and then they start to put together, these are all the men who are in the POW camp together. And so he's like a step ahead of everyone because he knows he got his powers in the POW camp. And then this singer, this really pretty Asian American singer, gets involved. Probably should figure out where in Asia. That's like saying African. But this East Asian woman gets involved, and she is a singer under Silvermane's employ. He treats her like a doll and controls her, and she's kind of stuck in this life. And then she falls in love with her bodyguard, who's one of the guys who has powers. People are trying to get at Silvermane, and like including the mayor. And so
hold on, Chanel kind of overstated this. Her bodyguard is Flint Marko, the Sandman. Just for you, if you haven't watched it.
Oh, is that like a guy?
The Sandman. Okay, hold on. We're not doing this. As much as you try to hype up those fucking Tobey Maguire movies, the Sandman was a big part of those fucking movies. The fucking guy with the striped shirts that turned into sand that he fought in those movies.
Was he in the third one?
He was in the third one, yes.
Yeah, okay. I kind of stopped my rewatch. I forgot.
He was in the second one.
No, he wasn't.
I'm pretty sure he was in the second one.
You think about Fantastic Four.
Spider-Man 2. I don't know. Maybe you're right. I don't remember. You might be right. No, he was in the third one. Yeah, he was in.
Okay, well that's on me, and that's on me because I did make a really, really big deal about it, and then I didn't finish it.
Oh, get out
Which,
of here.
apropos, that's my MO right there.
You never watched Spider-Man 3?
No, I've obviously seen Spider-Man 3, but in terms of like remember how I had, no, it's not. Remember how I had to go back and watch Butterfly Effect? Oh, did I tell you about that? How I rewatched Butterfly Effect?
No.
Nigga. That'll be what we've been on. No, I'm shook. I'm like, our generation, who we are as a people makes so much sense when you go back and look at the media we consume. So anyway, don't let me forget about Butterfly Effect. Anyway, Sandman, okay, that's a villain. That's a guy in the games, I'm assuming. Cool. So Sandman's there. What's his name? Fish Scale. He got the Klingon forehead. He's there. Basically, these
Lonnie.
POWs, thank you, Lonnie. Because of the is Klingon correct?
Yeah, that's close enough.
That's the right forehead?
Yeah, that's close enough. Yeah. He just kind of have a Klingon forehead.
So Silvermane starts taking all these guys with powers, like, hey, I want y'all to work for me, because one of the guys with powers tried to kill him and didn't make it out. And it's a long story. But one of the guys tried to kill him, and then we find out that the girl, the singer, who is what's her name?
Oh, you know Kat, the singer?
Kat Hardy.
You know, that was that's Grace from Sinners.
That makes so much sense. Okay, yeah. I'm like, she looked familiar. But again, because I was watching her as in black and white, I couldn't put two and two together.
Bo and
So
Grace.
I was missing face detail. Facial recognition technology was failing me at that point. So she was so anyway, she tried to set up Silvermane to die. And then it kind of like this twisted web where she wants to run away with Flint, but Flint's condition's getting worse because whatever they've been doing to try to heal has been speeding up their probably time to death because of their conditions. So he's like, I can't. And he's like, I might as well go out with a bang. So I'm gonna work for this bad guy and be loyal to him. And they spend a lot of times trying to justify that Flint is like very, very loyal to like not make you question why he would even do this shit. But he's all like, hey, fuck it, we're gonna die anyway. We might as well be bad boys for life, I guess. And so then him and Lonnie end up doing that. Like Brandon said, Lonnie is another vet who's black, so he has a different experience, and he's living in like, whereas he's kind of living like a shanty town almost. I hope that's not an offensive term, but he's living somewhere where they go and the police raid them just to fuck with them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when the powers are seen, and Robbie Robertson gets some really good photos, mind you. He got some real good action shots. And then that's how you know that like Silvermane or the police or whatever, there's some corruption in the Bugle, because when they write the report, they say these are bad guys and the cops are good guys when the cops are really just fucking with them. So that's some of what I've seen so far. And then Ben in dealing with, and then so Kat Hardy, the lounge singer who's trying to get rid of Silvermane because she doesn't fuck with him, tries to run and they get caught, and Ben does this really smart thing to like throw the blame off of her for actually being the one to call the hit out on Silvermane.
Mm-hmm.
She and then she is smart enough to be like, I'm putting two and two together. You know, you and a spider ain't been in the same room at the same time. She launches herself out of a window to make sure he saves her, which, mind you, girl, you had to be 105% fucking confident to jump out of a window. And the nigga, like, she was sure. I've never been that sure. I'm like, this makes me think I'm never gonna get married, because I would never be that sure about a nigga.
So are you mad at her for snitching on him to the doctor?
Oh, absolutely. So, because she loves her some Flint, and she hears Lonnie say that, well, it's possible they save him if they can get more research on the one person who left POW camp with more stability, and that's the spider. So instead of her dumbass going to Ben and being like, yo, I know you don't want to hear this, but you could potentially help everyone if you figure out a way. Like, he could have went as the spider to the fucking clinic, and they could have just did what they need to do, and he could have left, and nobody, he could have kept the mask on. Like, I don't understand why she had to fucking go and third party it and tell his PII. Like, all she had to do was say, hey, can you help me with this? And he probably would have fucking did it. But instead, she goes straight to the doctor and to Dr. Falco and the assistant, and is like, hey, I know who the fuck the spider is, and gives his actual government name. And I will tell you this, I understand she loved him, I understand she whatever, unforgivable. Absolutely unforgivable. We're never coming back from that bitch. Lose my number.
So the next episode, you're really going to enjoy.
They whip her ass?
No, they don't whip her ass. She's not even in the next episode. The next episode all takes place in that clinic, essentially. But it's like a bunch of reveals in the next episode. It sets up the end of the season. I wish you had just watched one more episode, because after that it would have
I'm close.
It would have been worth spoiling, because it wouldn't have been much to spoil. But the next episode, there's a lot that happens, and I don't want to spoil it for you. So the next episode is really good, and at this point, the spider does not know that Kat did this. She did this.
Of course he doesn't, because she went in the heat of the night. She snuck around like a bitch, like a hoe. Sorry, I didn't mean bitch. That's derogatory. She snuck around like a hoe.
Ben doesn't know, and so he's just going to live his life like everything's normal. But he gonna find out soon enough that it's not normal, and that's all I'll say about that. But I don't want to ruin it, because the next episode really is good. To me, it was my favorite episode, and if I told you what happened, it would make it less good for you. So I want you to watch it and enjoy it, and then we can finish the rest of the show. You can just tell us next week what you thought about the rest of the show if you finish it in time, like the last 3 episodes, if you enjoyed the finish. because I don't want to spoil it for you. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
So, by the way, next week we're doing a preview of House of the Dragon season 3. I started taking notes and rewatching stuff, so that we can all get ready for it. Because Chanel likes to pretend. Chanel likes to pretend that she's like not a dragon when she's actually a dragon.
It does happen.
And
it
then
does happen a lot.
when the dragons go off, she just be shitting on the dragons. Oh, who cares about the dragons? And then when the dragons come
exactly
back,
what
she's
happens.
all into the dragons.
No, that's
She'd be all
actually
into the
facts.
dragons.
I'm always anti-dragon. I'm always like, who needs these fucking dragons? And it comes on. I'm like, okay, but let's talk about them dragons, though.
And so the dragons will be back next season. And my understanding, I haven't read the books, but my understanding for someone who did read the books is the next season is kind of wild. They be wilding in the upcoming season. So that should be fun. So that's what we're going to do next week, which is the week before House of the Dragon. And obviously after that, we'll be talking about House of the Dragon. I talked to Chanel, and one of the cool things is we get screeners from Apple. And Apple have already sent us.
Oh, don't announce this. We all don't know yet.
That's what I'm saying.
You're going to get their hopes up.
I ain't going to get the hopes up because it's going to happen with or without you. You know, that's my favorite show.
Well,
I just would rather do it with you.
Okay, no, you're right. Rock on.
We got screeners for Silo early, which we actually have them already. And I've been like strapping my arm down like I'm at the doctor's to not press the button to watch the episode.
Look, fuck it. I can jump straight to that.
Because it's my favorite show. So
Actually, let me jump straight to that. Let me go ahead and just get on it.
So I told Chanel, because she's much more busier now than she used to be, that we only have to commit to one live show a week, but we can get a bunch of Silo episodes, like bank them when she's free. Whenever she has some free time, we could just record them, and then I could just post them when they come out. So Silo, you'll probably get in video form, not live form, most likely. Maybe at the end of the season when House of the Dragon goes off, that'll be our one show of the week. But at least for the first few episodes, it'll probably just be in video form, much shorter episodes, just talking about it, because that's the time that we have to fit in, because everyone's busy now. But so we still plan to do Silo in some form or fashion.
Silo hype, stand up, guys, get hype about Silo. Woo woo.
I watched the 2.5 hour video yesterday recapping season 2.
Did you 2X it?
No, I didn't. I enjoyed every second of it because that is my favorite show. But speaking of my favorite show,
don't watch TV.
Fair enough.
So the best show on TV right now is Widow's Bay.
Oh yes. That's on Prime. Where's that on?
It's on Apple. Each episode is only like 30 minutes. It's not like an hour show.
You know what? I kept thinking about you saying that, and I thought that applied to this Spider, and I was like, why the fuck is these episodes so long? But yes, that's what you told me, is that's the one I need to catch up on. Okay.
Widow's Bay is so great. There's an episode, I don't know, what was episode 6? 4? It's either 4 or 6. I think it was 4. I don't remember. Either 4 or 6. Whichever episode it was the best episode of TV I've seen this year. Period. Just hands down. Like singular, solitary episode was the best episode of television I've seen this year. It is, if you took Annabelle and The Conjuring and you mixed it with The Office, and they had a baby,
you making
and
it
that baby
sound
was
good.
a TV show. That is Widow's Bay. The scary parts are scary. It's very thrilling. And the funny parts are actually funny and unserious and silly. And they blend those two things together perfectly so that the serious parts are actually serious and the funny parts are actually funny, and they don't overlap to ruin the other thing. It's like, it's not too unserious that when they try to get serious, you're like, I can't take this as seriously. It's unserious. And it's not too scary that when they get in slapstick and do funny shit that you don't laugh. It's excellent. Oh, Petty Gibbs said he locked into the Bay.
Hey, Petty Gibbs.
I'm trying to tell
watching
you.
With you. I believe you. If I
Widow's
had more
Bay,
time,
the finale comes out this week on Wednesday. So it's not over yet. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen in this finale. And the basic gist of the story is not a spoiler, just like a synopsis of the show. It's like it's this island in Massachusetts, and apparently the island is like cursed or haunted or some sort. And the mayor, he don't believe it. He's like, "Oh man, y'all motherfuckers are crazy." Because the mayor is like not from the island, but he from the island. Like he grew up there, like he lived there, but he wasn't from there. And so he like, y'all stupid. Y'all believe all this nonsense. And then like this fucked up shit starts to happen. And he slowly becomes like, oh, there might be something to this. And so it's very funny. It's a little intense. It can be thrilling at times. It's an excellent TV show. I don't know how the season's going to end because I'm like, I hope they do it in a way where we can get a season 2, and it's not just a.
But it might not be. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just a like a singular story. I mean, they could do it in a way where it's like we go to a different area and tell this story, like an anthology thing. But we'll see. It's not over yet, so I can't even tell you that answer yet. But it is the best thing I've seen on TV.
Damn, that's like high regard. Sounds like a really high level recommendation.
Yeah, Petty Gift says shit will make you laugh. Like it's fun. It's actually funny. And then when the scary shit happens, you may jump. I don't know how they blended that thing, but it's excellent.
It's definitely on the list. And Silo, I do need to just get up on Silo when I can because we're gonna have to take advantage of either realistically.
Well, Silo don't come out for 5 weeks.
Yeah, no, I'm saying in terms of like time to sit and record.
Oh yeah.
When I take time off work is when we'll have to do it. So I'll chat with you offline about that because that's
listen. If you let me watch Silo early, I'm down. I've been itching to watch it.
Watch it early. I mean, shit, yeah, because you got to catch up to me where my knowledge is.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because you cheated. I forgot.
I did what everyone does, which is I was curious and I did some research.
Oh, research. Okay, that's what you call it. The other thing that I watched is I finished For All Mankind season.
I'm happy for you, bro, because you really like that show.
5 or 4. They only got 1 season left.
And now they back to For All Mankind plus some more. Give me some more.
Well, they got a spinoff called Star City, which goes back to the beginning, but it's all taking place in the USSR. But For All Mankind does a thing that very few shows have done as well as it does, which is its alternate history is actually incredibly fascinating. And they do this thing. You can watch them on YouTube. Even if you don't watch the show, I encourage everyone to go watch these on YouTube. They put before the first episode of each season. So each season of For All Mankind is a decade apart, right? So like if the first season was 1967 or whenever we landed on the moon, the next season was like 1976, 1977 starts. And then next season is like 1985 or 1988. And then the next season is like 1990s. Every year is 10 years, a decade later. And so in the first episode of each season, they do like a 3 to 4 minute montage of everything that changed in the world in the decade, everything that happened in the decade since the last season. But it's all, this is to our conversation earlier. It's all related to real shit that happened in our world. And sometimes it's the same and sometimes it's different. Like John Lennon survived the attack that happened to him. So he didn't actually die, right? Like, or JFK, I think JFK did end up dying, but like a president got elected earlier. Like they decided to run 4 years earlier and got elected. And so how did that change things? Or like the Red Sox won the World Series at the same time. They still had a 100-year drought and they won it in 2004. That's the same thing that happened. Or like they show like news clippings and they do really big events like presidents or wars or things like that. And they do really minute things like it wasn't the Montreal Expos that moved. It was like some other baseball team that moved to DC instead of the Montreal Expos. And they do all these clippings and they redo. Remember on Forrest Gump, how they would have like JFK speaking, but it wasn't actually him speaking, but it looked like him speaking. And then Forrest Gump goes and shakes his hand in the White House and everything like that. They do that where it looks like the actual people in real life doing these things, but they're not actually doing these things. And every season is like a 3 to 4 minute montage about everything that's changed in the 10 years in advance. And the way that they do alternate history is fascinating. So, like, even if you don't want to watch the show, you should just watch the alternate history videos. It will be like, yo, this is kind of crazy shit. But the whole premise of that show is we lost everything up until the moon landing in that universe was exactly the same as ours. But but the USSR landed on the moon before us. And because they landed on the moon before us, the Cold War lasted longer. The Cold War lasted longer, which means we kept investing in science. We kept investing in science. We kept investing in space because we wanted to one-up them. We wanted to get to Mars first. And then other countries came in and was like, we want to join in. And what it did was it developed technology at a much faster rate than our world, because we developed a shitload of technology in like the 15 years we were trying to get to the moon. And then we stopped investing all that money and stuff, and it slowed back down. So it's funny. I heard a story, and I'll let you go, but I heard a story about like the Wrights. So like the Boeing, what are the Boeing planes? The older one, 727, an old one, not the new big ones. So like the wings, from one wing to the other wing is how far the Wright brothers actually flew. That was the total distance that they flew.
So it wasn't even a big deal, is what you're saying?
No. What I'm trying to say is, and then in the 1940s, we had commercial planes that could fly intercontinental. So we went from not flying to just flying, a few dozen feet to we can fly overseas in 30 years. And then we went from we can fly on a plane and we have these basic ass cars in the 50s to we are on the moon in 1967, that people are walking on the moon because we decided it doesn't matter how much money it's going to cost, we're going to invest in science. And because we went on the moon, we got all these other things, cell phones, frozen food, like it's so many things that came because you had to figure out how to get there that we use in everyday life. And then because we got there and we won, it was like, all right, we won. Enough of that science, investment, education shit. And then we went back. So like in that world, they had electric cars and like, not the Tesla, but Tesla-like cars in like the 80s. It's like in the 80s.
Like the Jetsons?
Not like the jet. No one's flying in cars, but like they were driving electric cars in the 80s. They had cell phones in the late 70s. Cellular phones in the late, like the big ones that we had in the 90s. They had those in the late 70s.
Yeah, they were just more advanced. I mean, I definitely understand why this show sounds interesting. You always explain it well, and I do love me some Joel Kinnaman. Yeah, I just never got into it, but I've also been struggling in general because I've been struggling in general lately just because like there's like even stuff I want to watch is just like hard to get through because
like
it's
Love
sometimes
Island?
it
I
is.
saw a commercial for Love Island.
I haven't even watched Love Island. I haven't even started Love Island. Yeah, that's
what is going on.
So it's like because when I don't have time, when I'm not working, it's like I want to be sleeping. So I would say that just know, hopefully that makes you feel better about how long it's taking me to watch Spider-Noir and Widow's Bay.
I wasn't upset with you.
Okay, well, just so you put it in perspective, yeah, like I can't even start on fucking them. It'll only piss me off because I can't really watch
Love Island
at all. I'm zero. I'm locked out. I'm locked out right now, and that's okay. But okay, so what I've been on, there's no way I haven't told you the.
Oh, hold on. One more thing before you go. This will be like 10 seconds. I want you to take all the time you want. I also saw Scary Movie 6. It's terrible. I wanted to leave. I text Chanel. Chanel doesn't know this, but I text Chanel, this is terrible. I want to leave.
Yeah.
That was like 12 minutes into the movie. It wasn't that long.
Oh, you were overdoing it.
It wasn't that long into the movie.
You were overthinking it.
It's not good. It's not good. I didn't laugh a single time in the film. I smiled once. The only time I smiled, and I'm gonna spoil this because I don't give a shit. The only time I smiled is they had a commercial that looked like the Michael Jackson movie, but it was actually called Jermaine, and they had Kenan Thompson playing Jermaine, and Jermaine, the whole trailer of the movie with Kenan Thompson playing Jermaine was him talking cash shit about Michael, because that's what he actually did. And for those you don't know in real life, you can go look this up. Jermaine Jackson made a diss track about Michael Jackson, which is hilarious. An actual Jermaine Jackson diss track on Michael Jackson that you can go listen to right now, and it's hilarious. That was the only thing that made me smile in the whole movie. The rest of it was the other thing that made me smile was at the end of the movie you get to see Regina Hall's ass, which, you know, I'm a heterosexual male. I thought that was very nice to look at. Other than that, didn't smile the rest of the movie. Had to get that
Amazing.
out.
Thank you for sharing that. I mean, that was a really rough review. I can't wait to not only to do this, but to I can't wait to not only go see the movie, but to do my 1 minute movie review, which will probably be 5 minutes, and tag Marlon Wayans and see if he sees this one, because he saw the last one.
See, now
okay.
you are biased. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a biased review.
I've been bought.
Yeah, you've been bought and paid for.
I was bought and paid for.
Yep. We're supposed to be objective over here.
Yep. No, I mean, not for my movie reviews. I'll take any, shit. Pay me tomorrow. I'll be start doing ads for pornos. I'm like, yeah, this is a really good one. There's a lot of dialogue. They had a real good connection. Okay, so what I've been on is a while back, I talked about Spider-Man, how I redid the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans, but I only did 2 out of 3. And hey, I'll get to the third one. It'll happen.
It's okay.
Randomly, I was debating with a friend about what the butterfly effect is, and like how you can't really go back and change anything. And they were like, no, you can, because you have good intentions. I'm like, you never seen butterfly effect. And they were like, I don't think I have. So I went back to watch it. And so many things came flooding back to me. One, Ashton Kutcher was way more important growing up than he should have been, because I have some memories of some movies with Ashton Kutcher in them. Ashton Kutcher had a generational run that we don't think about enough in terms of comedy, and then in terms of some serious acting. And like Ashton Kutcher, just like, it was like a muscle memory for me. I was like, oh man, I remember now how hard we used to fuck with you. Like I'm just thinking like, dude, where's my car? You know what I'm saying? Like that, like that nigga
What
was
else
famous.
do you know him from? That's the only thing I know him from.
Punk'd, Butterfly Effect, that 70s show, the damn he was in something else, but like those were huge shows. And then Punk'd is probably what took him from 70s show to like known, like somebody people talk about, because white people knew him. I mean, black people knew him because he was a punk dude, and it seemed like he was approachable. And this was also like, now we have social media and everything. I don't know if you remember because you're so old, but there was a time when we switched over from like celebrities used to be black boxes, and we didn't know what was going on unless the publicist wanted us to. And so like MTV started getting us closer and closer to celebrity culture, and then now we are where we are today. But Ashton was a part of that transition. Anyway, Butterfly Effect is an insane fucking movie. It's an insane movie. It has all the bad things that could ever happen to someone in one movie. It has some scenes that made me scream out loud because I forgot how 2000s it was. But there was a guy in it that was like from something we watched, but I can't even tell you what it is. But it was just like a nostalgic remembrance of, like Bullethead was in it from the Steve Harvey show, but I cannot remember that man's name. It was a nostalgic. That's not. I mean the actor. It was a nostalgic moment for me. It actually, I had to watch it in chunks because it was a little bit heavy. Like, it is a heavy ass, like crazy ass movie. But yeah, that was just like a full circle moment for me. Like, it's one of those things where I'm like, there's some movies where I wouldn't want my children to watch them until they're 18 years old. Like, and I was watching that when I was like 13. I'm like, this is just not developmentally, I should not have been exposed to that. Like, I just understand why our generation is so unserious and so fucked up in the head. So those are my stories. That's what I've been on. Besides that, like we've been talking about, I've been just traveling for work and been a little bit more busy. And then a couple weekends ago, apologies because I know we missed recording 2 weekends ago. It's because one of my family members was going off to South Africa for 2 months
Yay.
of study abroad, and so that was really exciting. So we did some send off stuff, and it was hard to get back in time for that. And then also uh this
Did she
past
take the people
weekend.
from Attica with her?
Is that a joke about enslaved people escaping? That's a prison joke. Is that where Nelson Mandela was? Attica.
Petty Gibbs knows what I'm talking about.
Attica's a New York jail.
This is when Chanel tries to be like, we the same generation, we the same age.
We literally are, bro. That's okay though.
She don't know. I opened up every cell in Attica and taken them to Africa.
Oh, that's like a reference. Okay, so
if I rule the world, that's what Nas said.
Oh, okay, yeah. See, if you want to get into Nas's like tertiary lyrics, you've lost me. I'm also, let me tell you about how I'm pump faking. I have tickets. I did it wrong. I should have went to Roots Picnic because Jay-Z did a concert and he did all his songs. I fucked around and bought tickets to a concert that's much older, that's out of my age range. I bought tickets to his concert where he's doing like Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah, that's my age range.
Right, and I was not raised on Reasonable Doubt, so I'm just gonna be there looking cute, just like trying to remember the choruses. Because if he sticks to like B-sides, I'm fucked. I'm cooked out of here. Chat, it's a wrap.
You probably don't know nothing before the Black album. That's your time.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know a lot of deep cuts. I don't know. No, Black album. No. I guess it depends on like, what album is La La La?
La La La.
Smoking that La La La, man, be smoking that La La La.
That is
come on.
That is
that's the 2000s, right?
Yeah, but no, that's after the Blueprint. That's the Blueprint 2?
Yeah, I'm cooked. I'm really cooked.
Blueprint 2? Is that Blueprint 2?
Nigga, this might be from the Bad Boys 2
Blueprint
soundtrack.
2.1. Yeah, Blueprint 2.1. Yeah, that's what I thought.
I didn't even see the original Blueprint. I haven't even read the first Blueprints. I ain't even walked around the building. But I'm taking my sister, so it's like this is for her.
Maybe Scarface will show up and they'll do They Can't Be Life. They'll make you cry.
Cool. I'll send you videos so you can cry because I'll be like, what are they saying? I'm not ready.
That song is so great. And Scarface did, really quick aside, Scarface had to send in his verse for that song, right? This is on Dynasty. He has to send in his verse to that song. And right before, like literally, not even like figuratively, but like literally right before he was walking in the studio to record his verse for that song, one of his best friend's son died. Like literally, like called him on the phone while he was walking in to do the verse. And he completely changed his verse to basically talk about that. And he did it in one shot. And you could tell he did it in one shot because when you listen to the song, he starts getting to the part where he's like talking about it, and he gets like, you can hear like the emotion and like in his voice, like his voice starts to crack a little bit. You can hear the emotion in him talking about it. And it's fantastic. It's one of the best songs. This Can't Be Life, just because of that, just because you can just hear it like pouring out of him when he's rapping. So maybe he'll do This Can't Be Life. It's fantastic.
I'll keep you posted on the set list.
So Chanel's gonna be like, she's so busy with work, but she still gets to gallivant around the world to concerts and things, living the best life. So I'm so proud of her.
I will tell you though, when I'm gallivanting, I will make the time. When I'm locked in doing stuff for other people, that's when it's tough. But when it's me time, you'll definitely hear from me. But yeah, we doing a Monday night show because this like just happened to be a week when we could do that. Thank God. But we will. I normally don't travel on Sunday nights. Yeah, because like I normally travel on Monday. So Sunday nights will be our night. We're locked in, but we wanted to make sure to get you guys something. And then we're trying to get back on track. And like Brandon said, we're just going to have to bank Silo and give it to you guys because we do not want to go weeks and weeks without posting. So thank you guys for being back here. Brandon, anything else before I wrap?
Oh no, there was one more thing that I watched, which was I just went to the movies and saw it. Did I tell you I went to see another movie? I was literally just in the movies. What did I see? I saw a shitty scary movie, and I saw I saw The Mandalorian and Grogu. And I was supposed to see Is God Is, but I wasn't feeling well. So
It was good or no?
But now they're streaming, so you can watch it at home. So yeah, Is God Is streaming. It's already back. It's already on streaming. So go watch it. I heard it was really good. I heard The Black Room. What's it called? The Back Room. I heard The Back Room was good.
I also heard you have to go see Inception.
Inception.
I mean Inception. Obsession.
What the fuck is that? Obsession?
Yeah, Obsession. You have to go see it. That's all I want to say. You can look
saw
it up. No, it's just I keep hearing about how good it is.
It's a scary movie. I don't know. I get scared.
But it's not scary, bro. It's not scary like how you need to. Anyway, yeah. Thanks for listening to We Was Watching podcast. This is a show for blurs and baddies who are interested in prestige TV and sci-fi and all the other shit we talk about. We are really happy to have you guys here. I have been your host, Chanel, and that's Brandon. You can follow us at the social media stuff in the show notes, but more importantly, follow the show at We Was Watching across all social media. Share with your friends. Let us know what you think. Comment. Tell us about which war it was. I understand it was World War I, but I'm not conceding. Just let us know what you're feeling, what you're thinking. I do think Spider-Man, Spider-Noir is very much worth engaging in. I love me some Nick Cage, love me some Lamorne. Wait, can I get my button one time for Lamorne?
This one?
Is this camera on me?
Yes, it's on.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
That one?
No, and don't disrespect my man. Don't disrespect my baby daddy. One more time.
Zaddy.
That's it, Lamorne. I'm sorry we waited so long to give you that. So we have a lot of Zaddy situations going on. We got Miss Grace from Sinners. Like, it's a good show. Janet, the assistant, is doing a lot of heavy lifting in terms of just personality on this show. Like, we're having a good time. So please check it out. Check out Widow's Bay. Check out fucking For All Mankind, because Brandon loved that show. And in the meantime, let us know what you think. Until next time, friends, if We Was Watching is watching it, then you should be watching it too. See you next week.